Hello everybody. Welcome to a Tobacco Tuesday shave. I love Tobacco Tuesdays. So, I'm still working out the kinks with my camera. I'm not really sure how I'm going to make this work, but I'm going to make it work. Soap this evening, Country Club La Habana. Love this soap. Good stuff. Very slick, very easy to lather. Really good stuff. I will be using my Crown King scuttle, my Maggard Razors 24mm synthetic knot. See that really cool handle? This thing is awesome. Love this. My favorite synthetic knot. I'm also going to be using my second favorite razor, Taylor Eyewitness 5/8 half hollow. I think it's a half hollow. It might be a quarter hollow, but it's at least a half hollow. Square point. My first antique store find. Also my most problematic edge, but now it shaves like a champ. Love that thing. I'm also going to be using the distinctive Goat all natural tobacco beard oil. And I'll be finishing everything off with my favorite tobacco splash, PAA Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, Cavendish. Let's get to it. Now, because I'm still working out the kinks with my camera, the plan tonight is to stop the camera between each pass so that hopefully get the whole damn shave in. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it works. If not, then you probably won't even see this video. But if it works, you'll see it. Boy, I wish you could smell this. This soap, such a good quality, fresh tobacco scent. Just beautiful. You can't see it. You can't smell it through camera, but just a freaking beautiful soap. Love it. Absolutely love it. The smell is so deep. Such a good tobacco scent. Good fresh tobacco scent. I absolutely adore it. I love it. Even as an ex-smoker, quit smoking almost 3 years ago. Even as an ex-smoker, the smell of fresh tobacco, just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Not burning tobacco. I can't stand the smell of cigarettes anymore. But look at that lather brush. Look at that build up on that brush. I do bloom my soap every time, and I do use the bloom water as the foundation for my lather. I know there's a lot of guys out there that advocate using it as a pre-wash, pre-shave wash. I like to use it to build my lather. That's what I do. That's my style. That's how I roll. As is with everything else in this hobby, your mileage may vary. And probably will, because we all like different stuff. It's been really cold this week. It's only Tuesday, but it's been really cold most of the weekend with only brief periods of warm weather. Honestly, it's normal for this area this time of year, but it's been so hot and so dry the last 6 or 7 years with this California super drought going on. Got a little spoiled. I mean, the last couple of years I haven't had to put the motorcycle up at all, rode it all winter long. This year I haven't taken it out yet. It's too cold to ride. Actually, it's not too cold to ride. I could probably ride if I wanted to, but I work so much and I'm with my kid on the weekends. There's no point in dragging it out for nothing, for a quick trip to the store. So I'll wait till it warms up good enough to take a nice long trip, then we'll pull it out and go for a ride. But because it's so cold, I am using a hot water scuttle this evening. It is going to be a warm lather shave. Work is hectic, crazy. Working on mantles, which I love. I absolutely love the woodworking. Love sanding and shaping and finishing wood and turning it into something beautiful that people want to stare at. Man, is it hard work. Tough work. Good work. Dirty work. Messy work. Work with my hands. Good work, but hard work. Check the slickness. Oh, we're good and slick there. Good and slick. Good lather. Head's still wet. Yeah, that's the lather. Good lather. Good lather. Not the mountains of meringue that you see a lot of folks using, but since I'm using a straight razor, my preference is for slightly thinner and slicker over thicker and more cushion. And yeah, as you can see, this brush, for a mid-size synthetic that only costs $12, I like $12 brushes. But for a mid-size synthetic, you ain't gonna find a better brush, in my opinion. Now, I haven't used all of them. I'm trying to get my hands on a sterling one of these days. One of these days they'll have the size I want in stock at the same time that I have some extra cash to spend on it, and we'll make a deal. So far that hasn't happened. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Love Sterling soaps, love Sterling aftershaves, so no reason to think I wouldn't love their brush as well. Check the back. Looking good. Alright. Enough of the chit chat. Let's get right into this shave. This is such a nice blade. Love this blade. Taylor Eyewitness. Here we go. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. I know it's only Tuesday, and that it's early, and that there's plenty of time for things to change, but hopefully everybody's having a good week. I am. I know. It's just Tuesday, but it's Mule Days weekend here in Bishop, California. If you don't know what Mule Days is, well, you probably don't care, because anybody who knows what it is are the only people that care about it. But basically, it's a celebration of the mule. The area that I live in is still a rancher area. We still have active working ranches and active working cowboys and active working mule pack stations that still pack tools and equipment and what have you up into the backcountry, up into the woods in your national forest and the eastern slope of Sierra Nevada. And Mule Days is a celebration of those animals and the fact that honestly, none of us would live out this far west if it wasn't for the mule and the people that were able to use them to pack tools and equipment across first the Rockies and then the Sierra Nevada mountains. The only reason we're able to settle this far west was because of those animals, so I suppose they have their purpose, but if you look up Mule Days, you'll find out that it is the largest non-motorized parade in the country. And there's rodeos and there's contests and competitions and shows and all kinds of stuff going on. For me, I like the animals. I love animals. I'm an animal lover anyways. But it's really nothing more than a town full of asses, four-legged and two-legged. They're all over the place this week. They started coming in late last night, and they'll be here till Memorial Day. So, but the animals are cool, and the tourists bring a little extra money to the local economy. So, I really have no right to complain about it. I guess I'm not really complaining. I don't get the hubbub. I don't get the hullabaloo. They're cool animals. I like them. I appreciate them. I like what they've done to get us where we are. Come on, it's a mule. It's an infertile hybrid between a donkey and a horse. What more do you need to know about them? They're cool, but still just a mule. That's my excitement for the week. How about y'all? Anybody got any exciting plans for Memorial Day weekend? I plan on not leaving the house because I don't like Mule Days. Other than that, it's just another week for me. Busy at work, busy at home. I have a vintage straight razor restoration project that I've been working on. One of these days soon here, I'll show you how that's going. I picked up a Simmons full wedge barber's notch. In decent shape, needed some work. Broken scales, busted scales. Scales were no good. The edge was in pretty good shape, but the blade itself had some rust and some pitting and veining and all the other things associated with a razor that wasn't cared for as well as possible. But not horrible, nothing that couldn't be recovered. I put some pictures up. I did make one set of scales for it, and I ended up breaking. Out of wood. As I said, I do really enjoy cutting and shaping and finishing wood, so I'm making my scales out of wood because it's a material that I'm familiar with. But I did end up breaking my first set. Made them out of butternut. Great wood, gorgeous wood. Butternut and grain. Gorgeous wood, but for the second effort I went with pine. It's a little softer, it's a little easier to manipulate and maneuver. But we'll see how those come out. I'm going to rinse off here real quick. Now, I'm going to stop the video. Start it again when I'm ready to start my second shave. So, we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All I really did was turn the camera off, check to make sure that the first half recorded, the first pass recorded, which it did. So far so good. So now I'll lather up for my second pass. I'm going to add just a touch of water to this. It's a little thicker than I like for my straight razor shaves. If I was using a DE or a single edge safety razor, it would be wonderful. It would be beautiful lather. It's a little thick for what I like out of my straights. Like I said, with the straight razors, I do prefer slick to thick. And while this soap does provide both, still got to get that right water mixture or else I end up with a sticky head, and that's no good. That's no good for anyone involved. But yeah, we're still getting really good slickness out of this. I'm going to put just a little bit of water on the brush just to swirl it around up there and get it a little slicker. Can't be too slick with a straight. Trust that. Well, yeah, that's not true. You can be too slick with a straight. You can be so slick that your soap is worthless. Your lather doesn't lather, it just becomes bubbles and water. That's not good either. That's not really what I would... Oh, I just threw soap all over the place. That's not really what I would call slickness. That's what I would call a mess. A liquid mess. Nobody wants to shave with a mess. Pass number 2 here. First pass went clean, drama-free, no worries, no problems. Pass number 2, cross the grain pass. Here we go. So yeah, mule days, mules, asses, both four-legged and two-legged, all over town, leaving crap in their wake, both the four-legged and the two-legged. Because unfortunately, the people that are celebrating the idea that we were able to explore the wilderness so thoroughly are the same people that have no issue with throwing their garbage on the ground and leaving it. And that annoys me. But we have it every year, and we get through it every year, so I suppose this year will be no different. We'll make it through. And someone will make money cleaning up the mess. And it will get cleaned. The town I live in is very proud of our surrounding nature. They do not let stuff lay on the ground very long. We have excellent cleanup crews that really pride themselves on keeping the area clean. keeping the area clean. I mean, it's a livelihood for somebody. Let me try and get this a little. Cross gradient passes are always a little awkward at the top of the head. We get through them, no problem. Taylor helps. Hope everybody's looking forward to the Memorial Day weekend. I'll be getting a 3-day weekend, which is always a bonus. Wasn't expecting it this year because we're so busy, but the boss said screw it, he wants to go. So we all get to go. Which is good. He's a good boss like that. He doesn't expect us to work while he's off on vacation. He expects everybody to enjoy their vacations and their families, which is it's rare in bosses these days, but he does it. He lets us put our families first, and that's something you don't find very often, but it's something that really makes a decent boss into a good boss. It makes up for a lot of nonsense that you put up with at every job. Doesn't matter what your job is, you're going to put up with nonsense. But he makes up for it by being a guy that's just willing to let you have your family time. And as a single dad, split custody, I really need that. Because I love hanging out with my daughter. She's one of the coolest people in the world, as far as I'm concerned. She's an amazing little woman. Getting to be a teenager though. She's almost 12. She'll be 12 this summer. And boy, I'll tell you what, shit ain't easy. Sorry about the language, but it ain't. It's not easy. It's not easy raising a kid. It's not easy raising a kid with help, let alone from a split family. But her mother and I have been apart since before she was, I mean, she was only a year old when we split up. And we split up amicably. She's a good mom. She's a great mom, actually. We can't be together. There's still nobody I'd rather have help me raise my kid. She's a good mom. And my daughter has no actual physical memory of us being together. But she knows that our house and our relationship is not like her friends. She's alright with that. She's a good kid. She's a really, really good kid. She makes me so proud. So proud of her. She makes good choices so far. I'm sure she's gonna make some bad choices, we all do. But for the most part, she's a good kid. Couldn't ask for any more. I am going to stop the camera again, and I'll be right back with the third pass. Welcome back. So far, so good. Again, the only thing I really did there was just stop the camera, check to make sure that I have both passes recorded, and start it again. And yes, both passes are recorded, so I may actually be able to get a full 3-pass shave uploaded to YouTube this evening. Which would be a first for me. I am going to get a camera that's more suitable to this, where I don't have to stop all the time. I have a GoPro somewhere, and I think my GoPro might actually be a really good camera for this job. Just gotta find it. I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't seen it since last summer when it was attached to the motorcycle. Which some of you may have seen. I do have some motorcycle videos on my channel. Some of my local roads. Fun area to ride. Really fun area to ride. And the cops, they leave you alone as long as you stay under 80. They tend not to bother you. I don't always stay under 80, but in areas where I know the cops are, I do. It's Fun area to ride in, fun area to live in. Good area for the things that I like to do. I like to climb rocks, play with snakes, and ride motorcycles, so it's a good area to do that in. Lots of really cool rattlesnakes in this area. Lots of good rock climbing, and lots of really, really good motorcycle riding. So it's a good area to live in for me. I like it. Here we go. Third pass. Instagrain. This is the money one. For all the marbles here. Now you'll notice that I tend to use a bit of a buffing motion. Basically for my whole shave. Because I just find that for me, and this is just for me, this doesn't have to be for you, but for me, this buffing motion gives me better results. It did with double-edged razors, it does with single-edged razors, and it does with straights. It just gives me a cleaner shave. I was not bald when I started shaving my head. I didn't have that big bald spot in the middle of my head, which is what makes most men shave their heads. I had a receding hairline, and to me it was very, very noticeable. Most of the people around me didn't know, but I knew. And I started shaving my head basically because I wanted to take control of that, because I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to sit here trying to find ways to comb it. No comb overs. I ain't doing no comb over. Look like Donald Trump. I ain't looking like Donald Trump. Whether you want to vote for him or not, that's up to you. I'm keeping politics out of this shaving session, but his hair sucks. Whether you think he'll make a good president or not is your choice, but his hair sucks. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. So I chose not to. I actually bought a set of clippers, head clippers, or hair clippers, with the intention of cutting it really, really, really short and seeing what it looked like. Trying to get used to really close cropped hair. But truthfully, the shorter it got, the more noticeable my bald spots were. And so through trial and error, I ended up down at a no guard shave with the buzzers, which I looked in the mirror and I thought, what am I waiting for? What am I, what's the point? What's next? This is what you look like bald. Why wait? So I grabbed a Gillette Pro Glide Fusion and can of gel, had at it, and loved it. Really, really liked it. My daughter liked it. She was a big fan immediately of me having no hair. I was a big fan immediately of me having no hair. Don't have a girlfriend. I've been single since my daughter was born, basically. I've had a couple of girlfriends here and there. Single is not the same as celibate, just for the record. But it's just not something I've been interested in since, I'm trying to raise a kid. So I didn't have any worries with a girlfriend freaking out over suddenly being bald. But I did get a lot of ingrown hairs. The next day was horrible. Ingrown hairs, loads of irritation, very, very uncomfortable. And it frustrated me. And I went through that for about a week. And then I started researching. for ways to eliminate ingrown hairs and razor stubble, razor irritation, razor bumps. Stumbled upon a little site called Amazon. You might have heard of it. And bought some very inexpensive DE blades, a very, very inexpensive DE razor, and a Von der Hagen starter kit with soap, brush, dish, and went to work. Shaved my head using that. It was a bloody fest, blood fest. Looked like a murder scene because that DE razor just sliced right through all those ingrown hairs, all those razor bumps, all that little trouble that I was experiencing from the cartridge razor was gone. There was nothing left of it. I was hooked. That's my story. Fast forward to about 3 months ago. Picked up a couple of shavettes. Didn't really enjoy shaving with the shavettes, but I enjoyed the idea. Picked up a couple of shavettes, picked up a couple of straight razors. Here we are. Where I stand. Where I am, it's what I do. I shave every day. I love my straights. I love using my straights. I'll never go back to having hair. I'll never go back to using a cartridge razor. I still have some DE razors. I still have an SE razor. And I may switch back and forth between them. They're great little razors. There's no reason to get rid of them. But for now, my focus is on the straights. And I get really good shaves. So I can't see any reason to stop. Can't see any reason to change. And so I won't. So I'll keep shaving with DE, with straights until, I don't know, till the day that I come in here and looking for what I'm going to use and looking to lather up and decide that I'd like to pull out one of my trusty DEs. So I'm just going to wet my beard a little because it's good to apply oil to a wet beard. And this distinctive goat is a really, really good oil. It's got a great smell. Made in the U.S. Don't have a list of ingredients, but beard oils are pretty tough to screw up. Some common, well-known carriers and some fragrance and essential oils, and that's it. You know, you just doesn't do nothing but protect the skin underneath the beard and keep your beard from drying out. Helps makes it easy to brush and control. Oh, love putting on beard oil. Love putting on beard oil. Blow the mustache out my lips. My upper lip weasel. Gets in the way. Gets in my mouth. So that you hear me doing is just trying to blow out the hair out of my mouth. Wash my hands. Throw on some PAA Cavendish. This would be another shave in the bag. Here's a moment of truth. These alcohol splashes, if you can get your alcohol on without no burn, then you've done a good shave. But we'll see how it goes right now. Good shave, good shave. Damn fine shave. Love it. Love it. Excellent scent. Very, very good finish. That's it. That was a damn fine shave. For a recap, we had Country Club La Habana. Excellent tobacco smelling soap. We had the Crown King Scuttle and the Maggard Razors 24mm synthetic. We had the vintage Taylor Eyewitness half hollow 5/8 square point, and the distinctive goat, shout out to Roger Taylor, distinctive goat tobacco beard oil. And we got ourselves a damn fine shave. Y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be nice out there, folks. We need that. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.